in association with Institution Innovation Council, Dr. T. Timaya Institute of Technology, KGF. Now, I request Dr. Shanai, Vice Principal and President, Institution Innovation Council, Dr. TTIT, to give a welcome note.
Good morning.
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Mohanlal, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. You are audible.
Mr. Mohanlal.
Good morning, sir. I'm able to hear you.
Good morning. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Fine. Hi. Good morning.
Hi, sir. Hi, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. It's a great occasion that we are once again in this webinar series of webinar Dr. T. Timaya Institute of Technology webinar series. And the topic today is a successful startup founder, entrepreneurs in campus. So I think this is a very nice topic because in the Institutions Innovation Council, the basic concept here is to see that the young engineers convert themselves into innovators and later become entrepreneurs. So this is the basic concept behind this. So it was earlier those days where there people were looking into only jobs, but now it is that seeking jobs have come down, and people looking into even getting into innovation and entrepreneurship has also increased a lot. So in this regard, so a lot of inputs we can expect from Mr. Mohanlal Singh, who was also a alumni of this great institution. So on behalf of management, principal, dean, all head of the departments, all faculty members and students, I welcome you to this webinar series. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you for the invitation. In fact, it's a overwhelming invitation from Jiveta, and always I am pleasure giving a small gesture on the going back to my own college and then giving a presentation on the startup. Thanks for giving me this opportunity for the whole.
Thank you very much for accepting our invitation also. So it is great that you are being with us, and you can please share all your thoughts. And I request all students also who are participating to interact with Mohanlal Singh and take a lot of information from him, and you can even think about starting your own entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Dr. Manjunath Babu to introduce the resource person of today's session.
Thank you, madam. Good morning to one and all. So now I'd like to introduce the profile of the resource person for today's session. So Mr. Mohanlal Singh, alumni of Golden Valley Institute of Technology, presently which is Dr. TTIT, holds his B in Mechanical Engineering and currently pursuing his MBA in Project Management under Manipal Sikkim University. He has more than 15 years of experience in project management, robotic system design, FANUC robo programming, SPM design, BIW fixture design, production and assembly experience in earth movers and rail coach industry. He has worked for Bemal Limited from 2004 to 2007, Vanel Engineering Services from 2007 to 2009, so which deals with the tools and fixtures. And he has worked for SPM India Private Limited, which deals with special purpose machines for test rigs and jigs and fixtures. So he has worked for SPM India Private Limited from 2009 to 2010, and he has worked for FANUC India Private Limited from 2010 to 2018. So which deals with the robo machines and controllers of the machines. Currently, he runs his own company named MMKT Auto Solutions, which was started in 2018. He has undergone training on FANUC, Japan robot programming and robot simulation software. He has undergone training on Lincoln India welding power source operation and service. He has also undergone training on Welding Research Institute welding and welding inspection. So We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Manjunath sir. It is a warm gesture and introducing myself for the team. In fact, you had made my work more simpler, giving more lot of information about me.
I thank finally I thank the management, principal, vice principal, dean, and coordinator for giving me this opportunity to highlight Mr. Mohan Lal Singh. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, Dr. Manjunath Babu, for briefing out the introduction of resource person. Now I call Mr. Mohan Lal Singh, MNP Chief Auto Solution Bangalore, to give a brief note on successful startup founder. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, madam. Here we
Thank
go.
you, sir. Yes, sir.
First of all, as I begin, I thank the management to giving me this opportunity. In fact, this is the second session what I'm doing. In fact, first session I had spoke about robotics quite long back, where I had literally come to college and then I had given a presentation to the students. Actually, thanks for this opportunity. But earlier I had come as an employee. By today, I speak as an entrepreneur. That is a bigger change what we are looking at now. And to start up with, actually, I doesn't want to make it more formal. Let it be a very casual thing, because there is nothing like formal whenever we start a discussion regarding an entrepreneur. Maybe I always welcome the joinees to put forth their inquiries or whatever the doubt they have. I can clear whatever the doubts up to my knowledge, so that it will be very helpful for the joinees who are attending the session. In fact, it is very interesting topic. You know, when Manjunath sir initially told me that this is the topic which we are going to discuss, because most of the people, in fact, while college or while in the college, we never thought that. In fact, I never thought that I would be an entrepreneur after some time. It has been evolved by itself after some time, actually. So I feel that the decision of getting into business after a long time of education and then experience, having a lot of experience, and then getting into business has really added more value, and then and also it has made my life easier, because after adding a lot of experience, I started this entrepreneurship. But as a suggestion, if you ask me, there is no as such that there is no as such a fast and rule that you should always have some experience and then start up a business. It is not necessary. In fact, you can start a business at any point of time, because it is the urge in you what you always owe. So if you are dreaming about a business or to start up an entrepreneurship, it is always there. You need not to worry about a lot of ifs and buts, because there are a lot of answers always when you start asking the questions. So when you start making questions of yourself and start thinking on what are the things which is always possible, that we can always tend to achieve it. So I have made a small PPT, very maybe where I can run through the PPT. Maybe it will not be so much of informative, but it will help in deriving some questions or the doubts which you cater during the session. And in between, and I'll always welcome people to stop me in between and then ask the question. It's not mandatory that I have to complete the session and then you have to start questioning. That is not the protocol. So always feel free, and you can always question in between. I can try to answer as my up to my knowledge. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
And are you able to see the screen? Is it?
We are not able to visualize the screen.
Not able to?
Visualize. Not able to visualize. So you need to share your screen, sir.
One second. Are you able to see now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can.
Yeah, right. I think already there was a very quite good introduction about me. So I'll skip the first slide. So
Sir, you
going.
need to tilt your the screen, sir. Tilt your screen, so it's vertical.
Okay.
Please make it as horizontal. Fine, sir. Fine.
Yeah. So as to startup, I'll just directly jump into some of the startups which have really made a big impact. In fact, I'll just, if you see the screen, I have just listed few of the startups which have made a big impact in the market. Very, very like if I start spell up like maybe Wow, Momo, Ola Cabs, Othercell, Zomato, Fresh to Home, Fresh Menu, Flyrop, QFit. There are so many instances where people have really flourished a big in a very short span of time. So that's why just to start with the, so I started, thought let me list out some of the startups which have made a big impact in the business and then they are exploring in a big way. In fact, if you ask me Ola Cabs, they have become such a big unit and they have ventured in such a and they have started manufacturing also. Currently, they have started a manufacturing setup in Hosur, where they are planning to build two-wheeler as well as three-wheeler vehicles. So this is the way they grown up. But in very short span, they have grown up in a bigger way. It's all like so. Yeah, there is no hard and fast rule that whenever you make a startup, you need to spend a lot of time to grow big. So it is all depends upon what is your project and how you are able to take forward. That's where it looks up, and then there's a proper planning, and then the project status, and then how you put up your entire thought to convert into business. So, and one more thing, I just to the next slide, I've just revealed what is the growth pattern for an entrepreneur as an employee. See what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. Maybe if you look at uh, as an entrepreneur, you always have a growth based upon your whatever the effort you believe in. And as an employee, you have an advantage of leave and benefits. These are the advantage when you think over an employee. As an entrepreneur, you are very independent, so you are very flexible, and then you can always take your own decision to make your business, and whatever you feel that you can have a bigger advantage as being very independent. And you have a very flexible heart, so you always feel that your nature of work depends upon your own thought. So and there is no constraint on hours or working hours or this. And then yeah, in fact, the financial growth compared to employees, you have a better financial growth when you're an entrepreneur. And also uh, whenever take the uh, change or exploration, for example, opportunities to change is very easy, because as an employee it is very tough to take a change. You have to look out for a big change where it is suits your requirement. All those things are there. But as an entrepreneur, you always have an opportunity to change your business, and you can get into new venture. That is biggest advantage. So the advantage of being an employee is you have a better leave and benefits. You are little secure when compared to as an entrepreneur, because as an entrepreneur you always have a chance of success or failure. But as an employee, you don't have that criteria that you should worry about the success pattern of the company. And you have a guaranteed income as an employee. That is one big advantage. Every month you always look at that you have a fixed salary that you are always getting it. But as an entrepreneur, this is not so, because you have to start earning for you. And it purely depends upon the effort and the business, how it moves on. And working hours, it's a fixed hour for as an employee. But as an entrepreneur, you never have a limited time or a fixed hour that you have to work also. So that is where you can always consider this as an advantage or as a disadvantage, both. But as an employee, you have a fixed hours where you work for a shift also, and you are less responsible. Responsibility wise, as an employee, it is little lesser. But as an entrepreneur, you have a lot of responsibilities, because minute to major everything decision has to be taken by you. You should be backed up by your own thoughts. But as an employee, it is not so, because you always have someone to guide you, always the senior management takes some of the decisions which you are not able to take. So this is the growth curve when you look at an employee, a freelancer, as an entrepreneur. And employee, you have a very linear growth, and as an entrepreneur you have a substantial exponential growth, but it depends upon how the business goes on. That is major thing. And as a beginning, if you see the curve also, in the beginning you don't find a big change, but as the years proceed, because people generally state that as a business, as an entrepreneur, there is a uh, very tendering period of 1,000 days, mean to say 3 years. So until 3 years, if you are able to successfully run a business, then from there on you are able to manage your business in a comfortable way. So always this is a very basic thing, or a thumb rule, that when you are able to successfully run a business for 3 years, thereafter you are able to manage your business in a comfortable way. So next slide, I'll brief on what is the timeline and how much time is required to start a business. Or because I always feel that when you start a business, or when you look out to start a business, you have a tendency to think over uh, how much time it may be required for us to start a business, or like to start a of my own. I also wondered before starting this business, because I'll be putting out my own experiences, whatever I faced, and then what are the problems I faced, and how we are able to overcome the problems, and then how, and definitely what are the care to be taken care whenever you are getting into business. So first thing is, I always tell I need only 1 week to start a business. This is regarding to a business which is started after a business. I mean to say, once you have already started business, for a switchover, you may require only 1 week to start another business. That's where I look at. And one more important thing is, like, is your idea worth running into a business? This is the most important question you have to ask 1,000 times, because this will tend to make your entire career turn to take a decision. Like, if your idea is really worth to turn to make it as a business, that is the most important factor which you have to always consider whenever you look out making a business, or you will still continue as an employee. So these two things you have to always look out. But with respect to timeline, I'll just run through what are the process involved to start a business. Maybe then you'll be able to understand what could be a major hiccups during the start of a business. And also I'll tell you what are the preparedness you have to be, so that it will be make you easier to go ahead. So I have made a list of not a list of MSMEs, but number of MSMEs currently in India. This data is actually almost around a year's old data, but now it would be still more. So overall, if you look at the startups, or the number of micro, smalls, and medium enterprises, are almost around 633 lakh units are there. So such a huge, with a 130 crore of population, if you look at the number of MSMEs, it's almost 633 lakh people have been implemented. So it's all these people have always felt that they can explore and they can flourish. So this is a thought. See, it's only one thought, or the note when you always to look at that. What is the major criteria whenever you look at starting a business is the confidence of your own thought process. As I asked you in the previous slide, is your idea can be converted to a business? That is the major question you have to always look out. And then you can always start it. When you are clear on this protocol, stating that yes, my idea would be definitely converted to business, but this will ask for a lot of study and then research before you start up. So you have to make a lot of study, and then venture into understand what is the market, and then you can make a decision that yes, whether this idea can be converted to business. So for that to arrive, you have to make a lot of homework. And if you look at the number of people employed in MSME in currently in lakhs, so it is almost 1,200 lakh people have been employed in MSME. So it is not only that you start your business, but also you are by the way, you are going to try to give some employment to other people. So this is a big advantage which I always cherish, because in fact I had around 30 employees in my company. So I always feel proud that I'm able to employ around 30 people and then they are able to lead their life. So this is one thing which I always cherish, because this was not intended, or this was not thought that before I started the company. I never thought that. I always think that I want to grow, so that's why I started the entrepreneurship. But after the starting, you always get this advantage that you are able to employ some people where they are able to depend upon you, and also you are able to cater their requirements for their family living. And going towards I just listed some of the processes involved to set up a new company. Maybe it is not a very organized thing. I just written some of the processes which gets involved in doing so. So one of the priority thing is, first you have to plan the business, what you are able to do, and so first you have to take a decision on what products you are going to make. Let it be any kind of business. Let it be a service oriented, let it be an trading kind, or let it be in manufacturing. Anything, first you have to identify which area or which location you are able to make the business. So for me, I'll just explain how I went on. The first process is like, first identify the place where you're going to do the business, and there should be a legal agreement or a document. If it's your own place, then it is well and good. Or if it is not your own place, then it has to be a leased place. And because for a business, you have to have an agreement stating that you are making a business at this location, and it could be either a leased place, or it could be a rented place also. Because whenever you go for a loan, it is a mandatory that it has to be there should be a leased space rather than a rented space. So there should be an agreement stating that this property has been leased for at least minimum of 3 years. Only then you will be able to go for a loan. And next point is like, there should be a proper agreement with the owner or the proprietor. The agreement should state that you are the proprietor or the partner of the company, and there should be a proper agreement with the owner of the property, so that it states that you are going to make business at this location for a tenure of so many years. So this will help you whenever you approach a bank for the loan. This is a mandatory document which they will ask for. Next is, if you come ahead with the documents, what are the documents? I'll just list down. Generally, for an independent proprietary based company, for example, you are a lone person and you want to make a business of your own, then your own PAN is sufficient enough. But if it's a partnership company, or then you have to make a company PAN, and that is a mandatory thing. And if you are making a partnership firm, then you have to make a partnership deed generally. Where, because my firm is a partnership firm, so I have to make a deed where the partnership deed explains about the tie-up between the two peoples and what is their investment, what is their strengths, what is their overall background, financial background, all those things, and also the educational background, all those things. So a partnership deed explains about the individual partner and then their own investment in the project. And you should have a proper proposal or a project plan. Generally, when you go for a loan with a bank, they may require for a project plan or the proposal plan where how much you are going to invest and what is the market survey and how the proposed business is going to have and what is the level of the business is going to expand. All this, whatever I am telling, is purely based upon my experience where I had gone for a loan. So if you are not going for a loan, all this documentation is not a mandatory at all, because you may not prepare a project plan or for proposal, all those things. But when you are going for a loan, all this is mandatory. So you have to make this project plan or proposal plan from an legal advisor or an auditor, and then you have to work out on the capital investment, because this is very most important factor to be declared upfront. The reason is, in fact, the overall income or the overall project cost will purely depend upon the investment what you are making. So it could be like the amount of investment what you are making and what is the loan percentage. So generally, a bank calls for a percentage of around 25 to 30% of your investment, and 70% you may get a loan from the bank. And further, you have to make the company name and registration to be done. This can be done with the help of an auditor. It hardly takes around, and then the GST registration. This is also with the same auditor. So all this documentation process, whatever I am telling, it takes hardly around 15 days when you start up all this. If you are well planned. And also there could be a digital signature which is be required for the tax. So all these activities, please plan whenever you are having enough time. When you start, like you can tentatively fix as a 15 days as the documentation process, all those things. But only one bigger challenge is whenever you are going for a loan, because I always notice that when you go for a private firm or a nationalized bank, there are a lot of documentation before they give an loan sanction. Because I personally felt I took almost around 3 to 4 months before I got my bank loan sanction. So this is a very important criteria whenever you start a business. If at all, if you are going for a loan, then you have to be prepared that you should have a mindset that at least this timeline of 3 to 4 months, you have to have a backup stating that this is what the timeline will be required to start a business. Otherwise, if you are not going for a loan, definitely you can start up. Your time to start would be very less, actually. I have noticed, in fact, after starting MMKT Auto Solution, I had started one more trading unit. I started. Sorry, one second. Yeah. So in fact, I had started a business of a trading unit, which hardly took me around 1 week for the registration and then start their business directly to go forward, because there was no great investment, and it was my personal investment which has been done on that. So I need not go for any other process. So it took hardly around 1 week to start a new business. So the documents basically which they call whenever you go for a businesses, like PAN, Aadhaar, ITR, CIBIL, finance, properties. These are the major things which always whenever you start looking for a loan, these are things which you always have to be prepared. Otherwise, there are a lot of multiple schemes announced by government time for any start. And also, and the next point, what I would like to say is like never spend anything more until you are clear on the financial, because this is very specifically I'm telling. The reason is until you are very clear on what are the overall costs for the project. Don't start with what you are having, because first you have to have a clear plan on the entire financial requirement of the project. Once it is clear for you, then you can start the expenditure. Because what will happen is, whenever I have noticed many cases where people start a business with a plan to start with whatever they have, but they will not have a plan on overall requirement of the project. So that would be, they will end up at midpoint, and then they'll not be able to proceed further, nor they'll be able to come back. So this is a very important thing, that whenever you are planning a business, ensure that what is the total requirement for the business, and have a clear plan on how you are able to generate this revenue. It is not mandatory that you have alone has to generate the revenue, but you have to have a clear plan. Either you are taking a loan, or whether you are taking friends, you are taking friends' help, or there is some partners who can invest, or there will be some investors separately who will privately invest in your business. Your relatives can invest in your business. But make a clear plan that what is the total requirement and how you are able to achieve this. And have a clear statement before that, you what is the overall cost involved, and then start. So this is the most important thing, because in a business, the most typical failure category is like the cash crunch. So that decision has to be made very clearly, and then you have to start. And for my advice for the students or the new startup is, one simple thing is like you can start a business when you are very clear have a clear statement that your life or your daily living does not depend upon this business. For example, assume you have completed your engineering and you have joined a company and you are working and you have a monthly earning, regular monthly earning, and parallelly you can make a startup so that your livelihood doesn't depend upon the startup. You are still working and you can parallelly look out the startup. This is the most easiest way where you need not to invest too much of money or time, and also you are confident that even your startup is not working good, you have a monthly earning for your leading your life. So this is the easiest way to do so. In fact, I started this activity in the same pattern what I did it, because when I was working, I started this process. So it took almost around 1 year to stabilize, and then I had quit my job. So this is how we started. So this will always help you in stabilizing and knowing your growth, and then you can take a decision. So as I earlier told, loan sanction is a very laborious process. This may even take to extent of 4 to 6 months. So be very cautious before you take a step. And now I go to the factors guiding a successful business. In fact, what are the factors majorly it impacts your businesses? One is the business plan. You should be very confident on how it goes on, what is your plan, and what is the market survey you have made, what is the total requirement, what are the audience, what are the customers, and customer base is the most important thing, because who are all your customers is always plays a major role in a business. Because you could even start with a small online catering or online solution, but you have to know your customer base. How many customers are there? How you will able to reach them? This is major thing. Next factor is the capital investment. I already told you a lot of about capital investment. Then the major factor is the time. What is the timeline you are planning? So you have to be very clear on the timeline, because once you start, never turn back. Because I always felt that you have lot of hiccups when you start, but you shouldn't give up at any point of time, because uh, one thing is the cash crunch. Other thing is the external agencies. You'll have a lot of external agencies stating that why you have done what you have done, why not this, why not that. You will have multiple questions, multiple suggestions, all those things. But you have to overcome all these things when you want to move further. So you should be very strong enough to understand, and whatever you have planned, it is a success. So you have to march forward in such a way that, and you should have your own gut feeling that yes, whatever I have taken decision is right, and then you have to keep on moving on it. And urge for factor money. This is what I always believe. Reason is, until you have a business mind, or it's not a business mind, until you have a uh, urge of earning money, you cannot become a businessman. So you should always have that urge in you that you have to earn. Uh, Passion is the second factor, because always people feel that passion comes into picture one. But I believe that your urge to earn money should be always factor one. Next, second is the passion. And the point, continuous self motivation against odds, because you may have lot of odds when you run through this tough time, because as you all know, we are having still the same tough time with respect to corona, what we are noticing. Because in at some point of time, I had to uh, almost around 4 to 5 months of time, I had to give the salary to the employees, and your overheads are the same, but you don't have an income. So this is a very, very odd time where we have to bound very odd and then we have to move forward. And it was very, very tough time because, in fact, if you ask around 6 to 7 months, it was very tough time. But now the market has been picked up, but we still found that it is not as full-fledged as it was before Corona. And one more thing is like have some good friends who will definitely look forward that who will always support in your thoughts. So maybe it could be a guide, can be a partner, can be a friend, a well-wisher who always supports you. So there should be at least few guys who always supports you. You'll get a lot of people who always stops you, but you should at least have 2-3 people who always supports you in your decision. So have some good friends or partner or guide would be really a good way to look out. And also the location wise, because major of the business happens to be based upon the locational thing. When it is very small, assume I have seen like especially I always wonder a tea shop. Always I notice a tea shop will start anywhere in the first, then the area will start developing. You have to look at those guys who start a tea shop because I admire the way they do the work, because you don't find even the crowd moving towards in that direction, but he will have an intuition that definitely that particular area will develop and he'll start a business. So that is the learning what you have to look out. So you have to look out or think in a location where which location will suit your business. That is most important thing. So that you have to do a lot of market survey and then take a location point. And now it has become more convenient. In fact, I could tell, because earlier generation had never had this opportunity, but now you have a lot of options of digital marketing, maybe content marketing, affiliate marketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, and then social media marketing and search engine marketing. So there is a lot of easy way to market. But earlier, in fact, 10 years before or 15 years before, this option was very low. But now people all move towards social networking also, so that you have an advantage of doing so. And we'll run through some of the 10 points or which always helps in you to go forward. So getting started, so be passionate about what you are looking at, and because it won't guarantee that your business will thrive. Always have in this mind that whenever you start business, you should always look out on the negative of the thing also. So you should be prepared for plan B whenever you start a business, and start as a part-time. Don't venture it's a full-time, because that will help you always to stabilize and then go into full-time. And don't go it alone. The reason why it is like, if you have some partnership, or if you have always a group of people join together starting a business, you have a lot of ventures, and then you have your own lot of ideas flowing into it. So it will really help you financially and morally also. So never try to start a business alone. This is my suggestion, but it depends upon individual thoughts, how you want to do it. And most importantly, you should always have a customer base. That is the most important thing when you start a business. You should understand your customer, and you should have a clear plan view and on the business plan what you are making. So always write your business plan, because that will help you to understand what will be a growth and how long it will take, and what is the overall turnover which you are able to look out. And customer is not a target audience. It is the same thing. And get the money lined up before you are in a real cash crunch. This is an important thing, because most of the business rolls around this alone. So become a more professional. This reason is whenever you start business, let it be more professional, because you have to follow some of the rules. So you need to follow and legally, and also the professionally, the way you deal with all, even let it be your employees, let it be your customers, or whomever it is. So you start working little more professional. That will always lead to success. And learn from and connect with other businesses. So learn from your competitor. This is where you always look at, or learn from the success people. You try to learn or unlearn yourself and start learning from your competitor. That will really help you, because in any point of time, this will make your strategy helpful. Because when you start doing unlearning yourself and start learning from others, that will help you to grow beyond your capability. Then address excuses. So you will always find excuses not to start a business. In fact, when you think, or because I always when all my points which I told earlier, most of the points were very cautious points. So there are a lot of things which will hold you not to start a business. So instead of letting these excuses control your life, you need to take and address them as soon as possible. If not, you will never start your business. So this is the most important thing. If you have to start a business, you will always find an excuse not to start. So you have to come out of it. Become a leading authority figure in your industry. This is nothing but how you are able to sell yourself, how you are making your product more reach to major peoples. Because this is tentatively first make yourself available or make yourself present to the industry in which you are trying to focus. So first you have to market as an individual, as an independent person, and then you can market your products. That is where you have to look at, because this will help you generating contacts, and then you have to start looking at people whom you are there, and then you can look out. Focus on your niche and delegate what you can. And one more important thing is like always look at what is your strength. Please don't do everything by your own, because when you start doing this, you will end up not doing what is really required to be done by you. This is a very simple thing. Like, you should have a proper plan that what are the things, or what are the work content you are going to do, and what are the things which you are going to give it to someone else to do. Because as a business, when you start a business, you look at that I'll do everything. That is not feasible at all. At some point of time, you will get overloaded, and then you cannot march forward on basic things. So always look out what are the things, or what are the jot down the things which you have to do, and how you will able to allot to some other persons. That's what you have to look out. And reduce overhead, because this is in fact what happens to be like, especially when typical example is during Corona, where we had a lockdown. The overhead always remained the same. There is no income, only the overhead is remains. For example, you will take a rent of a building, you take employee salary, and you take your EMI. You have to pay it even if you don't have an income. So always look out how you can reduce your overhead. The most simpler way is start with a location where you may not have to pay your every month rental as a bigger demand, so that, or you can look out with your friends, and then your well-wishers, where you have a space where you're not paying a rent. Once you do out these things, look out these things, then you would be able to reduce at least some of the overheads. Hire the right team. This is most important thing, because when you start a business, you are not the only person. You should be able to understand whom to hire, who's the right person to do so. So it could be like it could be on a contract basis. It can be a long term, because I worked in fact in two categories. I have my own employees on the role. I have few contract employees also. So the percentage depends. I had worked on base of 40% own employees as well as 60% contract employees. So it always depends the kind of business what you are going to do. And be an information sponge. So always always take that. Mean to say, there will be a lot of friends and well-wishers who will look out to help you out. So always see that you give a mirror to them, like what is their thought process, how they help you, in what way they can help you. So take their views, but never uh, take some negative thoughts which will always tend to pull down your business. Always look out for the positive thought. That will be purely depending upon the friend circle whom you are having in the business. That will like that's where I initially started. That parents, friends, and spouse will always help you to lead in a better way. And follow your intuition. It is very simple, as one of Steve Jobs has told. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. This is where like they somehow already know that what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. So uh, this process or having this follow your intuition always helps, because once you have this feeling that you will be able to success, or if you're able to succeed, then only you'll be able to go forward. Otherwise, it is not by the external pull or push you will be able to succeed in a business. So, wow your customers, yes, definitely you have to take care of your customers the way you are able to surpass their requirement. That is the most important thing you have to look out. Next comes the government schemes for the startups. There are a lot of schemes, in fact, from the government, but you have to be aware of what are the schemes available, how you will able to pitch in into it. For example, I've just listed down a lot of current available schemes. If you look at maybe Prime Minister Employment Generation Program and other credit support schemes, so you'll know where you'll able to get the credit, what is the method, whom to approach, all those things. And development of Khadi village and car industry. This is for textile industries, and technology upgradation and quality certification. If you look at it covers almost all those things, subjects like a scheme promoting innovation, rural real and entrepreneurship, Aspire, National Manufacturing Competence Program. This will train the trainer, all those things. So you can visit MSME government.gov website to understand what are the different schemes available uh, for an entrepreneur. And also there is an entrepreneurship and skill development program also. So once you affiliate and then you start looking at, and then assistance for training institutions. So but you have to individually start looking out where you fit in and try to utilize, because what we have noticed is government always says that government has pumped so much of money for the entrepreneur, new startup, and then this. But end of the day, the guy who wants it will never approach the right person. So this gap is always there. So for this to be neutralized, or it is better you time and again you always look out, get into this website to understand what are the schemes available. So you will always get upgraded on the current availability. But definitely for all these things, you have to have a proper planning and then go ahead. And this ends my session. Maybe I would like to hear from you if you have got any queries or so, something like that.
Thank you, sir, for briefing about successful startup founder. I found one of the question in the chat box from a student. Sir, can you do a startup in college and run it parallel studies? The question is from the student side.
Parallel from the college time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely it is possible, because see, I just during my session I had mentioned you that I had started one more trading business which took me only 1 week's time to start up that business. So what will happen is, see, one making a GST registration is only a 3 days, and it is not mandatory that you should have a separate space as such, because you can use your own house as a space where you are starting a business. So, and one mandatory thing is you have to get it registered. That is the important thing, because you cannot make a business without registration. So, and also some of the areas where students can always look out for a startup is they something like assisting the lower grade. For example, I have seen a lot of people assisting in projects. For example, eight semester students can assist 6 semester students or 4 semester students in doing the projects. That is the way we are look at. But that is very odd thing. But you can still look out in doing so. And other business which you can really focus is online trading, because online trading, in fact, it has become in such a huge occupancy, because you have lot of things going on, and most of the thing is like the digital marketing. And digital marketing, you may not require that you have to formally get it trained. You can start learning by yourself. There are a lot of websites where you can start learning by yourself. This is the where area which is very easily accessible, because what I have noticed is any for whatever I have told, the long process of making a business, we can step out from this and directly go into digital marketing. All this process is not really required. You may have to make a website and start launching a project, or you have to start selling yourself. That's how it happens. That can take in a week's time. But first learn digital marketing, which will help you to succeed, because it's not only useful now, but also which in moving further in your career. And it is a very common or a general topic which can be done by any of the people. It is not an engineer, not a doctor, not an maybe a degree guy. So or even basic peoples with 12 pass can definitely start looking into digital marketing. This is the area which has been moving very fast. And also with my experience, I had been working in robotic automation for since long time, and this is an area which is moving or growing in a faster rate. So maybe first for this, you cannot directly start a business with respect to robotic automation, because you have to gain some experience. So this is the area we can look at focusing, because in near future, this is the area which will grow faster. And one more category for the students where they can look out is like the education field itself. Because if you look at the number of successful stories, there are so many successful stories of the online education system only. So you can also start looking out partially teaching online to some of the students. You can join the already who have been established as a teacher or as a trainer. So this is also an option where you can start looking out, because in fact virtual training has really helped a lot of people to flourish in their own business as a part-time businesses. So these are the three categories we will always look out to grow as a student. But once you gain some experience, industrial experience, then you can look out for really established setup where you have to go for an investment or so, like something like that. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, sir. So there is one more question in the chat box from Afid Khan. Can you just unmute and ask the question directly? If you don't mind, Afid Khan.
No, your voice is not clear. Can you just repeat?
It's clear now?
Now it's better.
There's one more question. Can you use GST of a family member who is doing business?
Yeah, see, what will happen is, in fact, you can start using the GST of any of the business. The reason is, once you start invoicing or any billing, if you start, so there is a tax portion which is there. So finally, that tax portion has to be deducted, or you have to pay this tax. For example, you sell a product, you are selling a product at 1 rupee plus of 18% of it as a GST. So your selling price is the base cost plus of GST. And when you are monthly, you have to file your GST. So once you are filing the GST, whatever the GST you have made or earned, that you have to pay to the government. So during this process, when you are using others' GST to do so, you have to be clear on that, or the guy whose GST you are using, you have to pay that value to him.
Any other queries?
Sir, I have
Any
one
other?
question. Hello, sir. Can you hear my voice? Is it audible?
Yeah.
Sir, can you throw some inputs on how to get a franchise, sir? Is getting a franchise worthy?
Franchisee, see, in fact, this franchisee business has helped a lot of people change the chain shops. You understand, one thing is like the major challenge in the franchisee is the investment, initial investment. You have to pay the franchisee charges for them, and also it depends upon the kind of business you are looking at. And if you are looking at like for example KFC or an McDonald, or maybe it could be Wow or Momo, these things are they have flourished and then popularly they have won. But only condition is like the security deposit, what they call for. It is very challenging. In fact, if you are having some cash where you can make a franchisee and then go ahead, then it is well worth. But I personally feel that is not going to help in a bigger way, because uh, it is not a rule book that franchisee protocol is always successful, because every business has its own ifs and buts. So, but franchisee is not a total a successful protocol. So it is only case to case.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Any other queries? Okay. So we have come at the end of today's session. Vote of thanks. First and foremost, I thank the management for providing this platform under the able leadership of Dr. T. Venkat Vardhan for his continuous contribution and encouragement. I thank our principal, vice principal, dean, academics for their timely support and guidance. I thank the HODs, faculty, and students from Dr. TTIT. I thank the resource person, Mr. Mohanlal Singh, for delivering the speech for today's session. I also thank Dr. Manjunath Babu for referring and introduction of the resource person. Last but not the least, I thank the media, Professor Ronald Lawrence, for sharing in all the groups and conveying the messages, and all the participants who spend their time in attending the webinar virtual and making a grand success. Thanking you one and all. Feedback link is shared in chat box as well as in group. Kindly submit. E-certificate will be generated in the evening. Thank you one and all. Have a nice afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, madam. See you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Kindly fill the feedback and submit.